I'm gonna move over to my sister Genesis. I'm waiting for your device to connect, Ivory. It's not connected. But when they hear you say it has to be a stern yes or stern no, I think you and I are on the same page. Correct me if I'm wrong. A stern yes and a stern no is, oh, I don't want to do it right now. I don't feel like doing it. Is that stern or not?
No, it's no, I don't want to do it. Like you have to
You
have
gotta
that. You
get
might
you
have
gotta
to
get
have a
some
little
bass.
bass or aggression in your voice,
You gotta shove him back a little
Right,
bit.
because you can't be like no and still
Okay,
kissing and
okay,
still
maybe I
touching
didn't
and
do it
still
right. Let me do
rubbing.
it. Let me
I'm
try again.
I'm
Light. Let me try
I'm,
again.
I'm back now though. I'm out the loud spot. But I say, but
Bro,
I have a
bro,
solution.
Brody. Wait a minute, brother. She's still talking, my friend. Give her a minute, and then you can go. Okay, I do want you to respond. We want to get everybody in here because you set the stage. So now we're gonna hear from Light. So Light says it has to be a clear no. DJ Genesis, we're gonna hear Brody. You gotta listen to these ladies, and we got Ivory back. But let's hear DJ Genesis. DJ Genesis, do you
Yeah,
agree that if a man is if the woman and man or the people are together, and then she says no, should the man just be take that as a serious no, or should he just say, oh, she really wants it? What do you think?
I think that if you are secure in your relationship, you guys should have like at least a language to know when you're seriously saying no and when you're just being playful. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can be on some fake no stuff. I'm not gonna lie and pretend like we don't do the fake no, the playing no, the oh no, no, I don't want to no, all that bullshit. We do that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then another thing is that we see, we even introduced things into our relationships now that didn't really necessarily exist back in the day, like choking and all kind of like S&M kind of things. So when you start getting into saying should we say no and all this other stuff and this that the other, and you already introduced all this other things to it, it's just a lot of just cross signals going on, where you're kind of going into some uh levels of BDSM and all that other stuff. So I think that if you actually have if you're going to be fooling around and choking and stuff, you should have safe words to know, hey, when I'm saying it like this, I really mean no. If you're going to be doing all that wild stuff, because a lot of these relationships be doing all this, be teetering on the line of some some S&M type stuff. So but if it's just a regular relationship and y'all just doing just green sex and stuff like that, there should be a clear no means no. But sometimes if you're like kind of teetering on that line, a lot of that might be just play. You know what I'm saying? No, all that BS and stuff
I
going
have
on.
I
So,
have a question, Sister Genesis. What
uh
if
huh.
it's somebody that you're just being intimate with for the first time?
Oh
No.
yeah, no means no. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
ain't no playing with that. No.
So right there,
Once
Genesis,
I said no,
Good
that's it.
question. Genesis, good question, Light. You're talking about relationship with this. We will get into that, and that's true. But let me just make it clear. We're talking about first time ever. Like we just got to, I never touched him before, he never touched me. So hold the thought on what you said about relationships. And yes, there should be safe words, but thank you for clarifying that, Light. And then Genesis, for the record, said if it's fresh and brand new, you say no means no, right? When it
Yeah. No,
the
no,
first.
no is no. You don't know me to be doing all
Okay.
that. So hell no. No means no.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm going to go to Ivory. We have Sister Nasira Lawara. This is my sister from way back though. I remember her. I remember
Salute,
you,
Sister
sweetie.
Nepal.
Yes, hi, honey. I'm glad you're here. So good to see you. I want you to weigh in. I'm going to see if Ivory can, if her mic is working, then I'm going to go right to you. Ivory,
Yes.
does no mean no when you first like it in
No
the
means
beginning?
no. Don't conjure anything up in your
Bro,
head
Brody, can
to
you move? Do when you're not talking?
justify why you
The
feel that a
background
woman.
noise in the car driving.
Okay, yeah. He was a little, his mic wasn't mute. Go ahead. Say that again, Ivory.
Yeah, no means no. Like, don't try to conjure anything up in your mind to say, oh, she wanted, she's acting shy. None of that. The woman say no, that's what it is.
Okay, well, short and sweet. And would you say that it's different in established a relationship? Like once you're with somebody, you've been, is it different? We will get into that, but I
Well,
just want to ask you.
yes, that's why you have code words.
Got it. Okay, hold that thought. Perfect. I think we're all on the same page right now. All right, Sister Nasira, what do you, come on, give us your feedback. If you just off rip first time went to have a nice dinner, we end up in the home or the car or whatever, and the physical thing starts, the kissing, and then she says no. Is
Yeah,
he, should he keep going?
I recently had experienced this on Halloween night.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
I met a new guy like the day before. He wanted to kick it that night, and you know, I'm all dressed all sexy and stuff like that. So I did put myself in a situation where things could go down, right? So we're vibing or whatever. We're in the car, you know, he's filling me out, you know, you a little touch here, a
You
little
mind if
touch
I put you
there.
on the big screen? I'm gonna put you on the big screen. Is that okay?
That's fine. So you
I
know,
want them to see how gorgeous you are. And by the way, what costume did you do? Not the French maid, did you?
Oh, I did like a Catwoman in a lingerie jumpsuit.
Okay, so you went out, and then what happened? You met him?
Yeah, so you know, he wanted, you know, like he just whipped it out, and I was telling him because I could see he was erected in his sweatpants, and I was like, ooh, no,
right.
And he whipped it out anyways.
Oh wow.
And I was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, do you like me? I'm like, I like you. He's like, is it too small? I'm like, it's all right. It's hard and everything, but
no means
you know
no.
what I'm saying? And he literally took his hand, put it behind my head, and tried to force me to put my mouth on it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Was like,
yeah. Like, this is great story. Great story for this. So wait, no, great story for this. Why?
And that whipping it out thing is wild too. That's when did they start whipping it out like this? One minute you looking at them, the next minute you see a penis in your face.
Hold on,
I'm wrong with him mentally.
Let me explain why, and I'm gonna get to you, Genesis. And I just wanted you to finish. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Nasira? Because that is a great story for this conversation. What happened once he realized that you kept saying no? Did he just calm down, or what happened?
Right, when he put his head like that, and he was like trying to force me because he like pushed it, but I had enough strength to kind of move. You know, I know how to kickbox a little, so I did one of those.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He realized, you know, like this girl can fight probably. I don't know. He stopped. I was like, yeah, it was about to go down with my stiletto. It was gonna be stiletto pumps in a minute. I was like, yeah, take me home.
Oh my God, this is thank you. First off, all of us as a community, male, female, we're putting our arms around you, loving you and supporting you for that trauma. Because even though you weren't assaulted, it didn't go through. That is a very traumatic situation. So I just want to let you know we are here for you. We love you, and I'm so glad that you protected yourself. And I'm sorry that happened to you. First, I want to get that out of the way. Secondly, the new thing, the new guys, or even and they could be older guys. They could be 50, they could be 25. But the new vibe is, oh, I know women they can't resist the length of and the girth of my male member. So they think all I got to do is show this, and she will just be butter on a hot summer day, melt in my hands. So that's the new thing when Genesis is like this new thing. That's their new thing that they do, where before it used to be, in my day, guys talking more. Guys would try to talk to you. They listen to your problems. They let you, and like, you know, you from my day too. I know you know. And Genesis, I don't know if Ivory might be a little bit younger, but I was trying to pause it because I see the brothers coming in. Maybe they want to say something. I could let you, if you want to comment on what just y'all are coming in. Did you want to say something about that? You seem like you I don't know. What do you think about that story that the sister told about her experience on Halloween? We'll start with Ngolo. Yeah. Let me start with Ngolo, and then I'll go to you, Seven, and let you comment. Go ahead.
I mean, to me, that's sick. But again, it all stems back to like this society objectifies and sexualizes women as objects. So especially being on my age, like the females aren't viewed in the essence of women anymore. Like they're literally just people just trying to get their rocks off. Even if you look at the caliber of women that uh I would say being on my age range go for to even pursuing relationships, they're not wholesome females. They females that are really like trampish. And I mean, when it's that type of culture, you can't like the men is not they're not gonna respect anything the female is saying. To me, bro, it's like we gotta get out of this European culture, in my opinion. Like it's eroded every aspect of our day-to-day lives, our society. Like the family structure is horrendous. The relationship structure just at a friend basis is horrendous. Every dynamic that we currently have right now is not we're not in a good state overall. And I would say any man that's out here doing that, bro, like to me, like in my culture, you get tires and petrol for doing stuff like that. It's not no excuse for that type of behavior. It's not none of no innuendos, bro. Like that's crazy, bro. To even think of forcing a female's head, like, bro, that's really some like that's some like I don't know, bro. That people got to stop watching them nasty videos and all that other stuff, bro. That stuff is not real life, bro. Get off the internet, bro. Have respect for yourself and have respect for other people, bro. That's just uncalled for. There's no excuse for that type of stuff.
Yeah, I
But I'll
appreciate
yield
what
the mic.
you said. Thank you so much. That was great. Especially the whole people think I say this all the time in Golo when I'm talking even to my children. I'll be like, people really think things that happen on movies. I know you were kind of talking about porno. Oops, I'm not supposed to say, I should say corn. Sorry. But I know you're talking about corn, but even when people are like when they punch an old person in the face and you see this stuff happen and then they're shocked that the old person might be unalived, they're used to movies where people are getting punched in the face, bottles cracked over their head, and they just get up and walk away. So I do think that people are really not getting, they're not in reality anymore. And going back to what you said about the self-respect, definitely. But this did happen to the sister. I do see some people in the chat who are trying to kind of. I timed out a couple of people and deleted some comments. Don't start blaming her. All right, because that's another issue that we need to deal with. She didn't do anything wrong by wearing a sexy Halloween costume. Go ahead, Seven Asar. What did you want to say?
Yeah, yeah, I just wanted to say that that story that that sister said, it's something common that a lot of young women and some older women encounter because a lot of these men, especially the young men, they don't know how to deal with situations like that. The people that are teaching them about sex, about women, how to approach women is usually their older homeboy or a father that doesn't who does those things. A father who doesn't really understand women himself, or because there's an absent father, they'll go to social media or some other resource to understand how to deal with those situations. Because what my brother Angolo said, I believe, is true to a certain percentage. I don't think it's a large percentage. I think the largest percentage of why men are like that, and maybe some young girls are put themselves in situations they shouldn't be, is because the family structure has been broken and purposely broken, right? They purposely broke that family structure, and because they then can become chaos and miseducation and all of these negative interactions that are happening to women in these situations. And it happened back in the days when we had more traditional families, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is. It was a very small percentage of that happening because you had fathers who were protecting their daughters. You had husbands that were protecting their wives. And that was the mainstay of how women were protected from situations like that, right? And how men didn't put themselves in situations like that. Now, that doesn't go to say that those men in those traditional situations didn't do that, but I would say statistically it's less common for it to happen because what that young man did actually, he violated her to where I'm from, he would have got checked physically. We would have checked him for doing that. And she didn't even have to be our immediate family member. She could have just been one of our sisters from our communities, from our hood. That's where I grew up. That's how we protected our women in our communities, in my family, right? So I think it's about us getting back to a family structure where the young men can be educated on how to deal with women in that situation, and young ladies aren't put in a situation with a young man that they don't know and how he may react with her being alone with him. And I think that's really the main issues that are making this thing into a mountain of issues in our community.
Thank you so much, Asar7. Thank you so much, Ngolo. I appreciate you brothers being on standby. I know this is a pretty long video. Please hit the like, but it is important that you listen. I want you to stay tuned too. You're going to hear this brother Brody come in, and he's going to talk about how this is the brother who he said men should get paid for sex for favors, and he also said when he meets women, he requires them to give him oral before they even go on a date. So let's play the rest of this. So thank you to you brothers for tuning in. I know, Ngolo. Okay, just listen up. Let's hear him come on. But yes, wild. Let me go ahead and mute out and start the video. If you're in your 40s and 50s, guys did a lot of, let me hear what you have to say, girl. Oh, baby, I'm sorry he did that. Now the new thing is like, look what I got, you know? And
just
for
slap it
a
out.
lot of women,
just slap it on out. Just whip it on out.
Yeah,
just,
and that's very scary for a lot of us, you know?
Yeah.
That's scary for a lot of women, but the social media has painted women as, we love it, like, yeah, I can't resist a virile, strong member. So that's where that is scary and dangerous.
I think that comes from these new dating apps, because they got these dating apps where you just swipe left and right, and they have actual dating apps where the whole thing is to go out and have sex. It's called not Grinder. What is this? I don't even know what it's called. Tinder. They actually, that dating app is specifically to go have sex. So I'm sure that when they are talking on that app, they probably are just showing screenshots of each other's private parts, and and so they get used to that with this new generation of just be getting right to it. They don't even want to go on dates no more. They just want to just like, hey, when can I see you? Where can I meet you at? And when we gonna do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's
exactly.
real like microwave, sex, going on.
It's really, and that's true, and that's a new culture. I do want to say too, but going back to the no, thank you, Genesis. The no meaning no in that situation. I don't know. I want to get back to Nasira. And this doesn't matter. You know what it is when you're having fun, having some drinks. She's looking all sexy and she's gorgeous and she's bright and she's brilliant and she's got this feminine, divine energy. I know she does because I've seen her and I see her now and I talk to her. So sometimes men see that as, oh, she's ready. What do you think? What would you say that he misread you? I want to hear from you more.
I can't really say for him about the misreading, because remember when you said like when they think like no doesn't always mean no. I know she wants it.
Definitely. Yep.
I agree. I did want it, but I didn't want it right now. I didn't want it right there. I didn't want it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this car is too small. I'm uncomfortable. You're not passing the vibe check at all. Even if you did pass the vibe check, even if you did have a bigger car or I was comfortable, it's just like, no means no. I already said no. He's already whipping it out after I told him no. He did it anyway. So that's already automatically turned off. You're not listening to me. I said no. So why are you whipping it out after I said no? I was trying to save him the embarrassment, but it's like, no means no, period. If I say no, if I've known you forever, yes, I want it, but not right now. I don't want it right here, right now. No is no. Once I say no, that's it. If we in the bed and I know you for 10 years, Once I say no, it's no. Because when a dude say no, girl, he ready to knock you out. When they say no, it ain't. That's it. They ready to push you off. It's kind of funny.
Okay, so I want to bring you in again and hear some feedback on this, because that's another thing that let me see if I can get you guys up here like this. There we go. So I want to hear from you. I'll start with the SAR this time, then I'm going to go to Ngolo. Do you hear what she's saying actually? And she's been in the community for some time. This is somebody who is a single woman. She's attractive, but she's saying no means no. And I'm going to you two brothers. I want to start with this SAR, because she also made a good point. That doesn't mean she doesn't want it. You see what I'm saying? But she didn't want to do it at that moment. What do you say? What's your feedback on what you're hearing her say, Asar?
She's talking and saying what most women think, or don't vocalize in that situation when they're in that situation with a man. And she's on point, because when a man doesn't want it, like you said earlier, there are women who try to press themselves on men, try to force themselves on men, but they're much more physically stronger to oppose that advance, right? They can push you off, they can throw you away, they can actually physically get out the way. But most women don't have that luxury, right? They are at the mercy of that man's strength. And they can become victimized much more easier than a man. And she's showing that. And men, and like I said, men who do understand that, they don't. They don't press themselves on women. They understand that they're much stronger than a woman. They give that respect and indifference to a woman, because they know that they can do whatever they want to. But why do that, right? The moral high ground is where a man should always be when it comes to a woman in that aspect. And I think she vocalized it and outlined it perfectly.
Thank you. What do you say about this, Ngolo?
I mean, this is like at the end of the day, as a man, like her wish goes, whatever she says goes, because and it's vice versa. Like as a human, you respect other people's regards and their wishes. The goal is to reduce human suffering in any aspect. So at the end of the day, if somebody's telling you that they don't want to do something, and whether regardless if it's sexual, if it's just if it's, you trying to go somewhere, somebody ain't trying to go, respect what they doing. Don't try to force your mindset or what you want to do on somebody else. At the end of the day, it's about respect. But like if you respect yourself, then you respect other people. That's all it boils down to. I think a lot of this, like we put ourselves in a lot of these situations where doesn't gotta be like, and it just be a headache, and that's gonna cause ripple effects, because you do something to a female, she got brothers, her brothers is not finna go for none of the stuff that you doing, so now that brother's putting his freedom at risk. Because I'm telling you, if somebody disrespect my sister and they off count, I'm willing to go to the furthest extent to anything, or any female, not even my sister, any female in my family, any female in my circumference. You disrespect them in any type of way, and they not in the wrong, bro. I'm willing to risk my freedom for that. Like, there's no plan in regards to that. So at the end of the day, man, as a man, just respect yourself and respect their wishes, bro. It's not that serious, bro. You finna get a little tickle for 3 minutes. It's not worth doing no time in jail over. It's not worth disrespecting her, taking her honor, bro. Me personally, I can't understand a mindset of somebody that would disrespect somebody to that nature. I just can't fathom it, but that's all I gotta say.
Thank you very much. Thank you, both of you. And let's continue to listen to a little bit more of this. I appreciate your input. Okay.
It's a double standard, but when a nigga, forgive me, when he doing it, when he say no, don't touch me, I don't. He knocking this out. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you. Wow. That is great. I love it. I love this input. I love this conversation. I want to go to Timotheus, because he's been very patient. Thank you so much for adding this personal story, sister. I love you. I love you anyway. And just hearing this, you're absolutely 100% when you said you wanted it. Like, we're not prudes. We're not robots, but guess what? We do have standards. Just like everyone, male and female, we have standards. And I am attracted to you. And Timotheus, I'm going to go to you because I want to segue into remember the brother with the putting the you know what in her drink, the Cosby's, when he peeled Cosby to his girlfriend, he already had her, right? I want to talk to you. Does no mean no? And what do you think about that when what the sister said and how we say, just because we want it, we might not want it right then, like the guy who had the girlfriend but still put the pills in her drink. What do you think about this? Just weigh in, please, as a and especially as a male representation. We don't have Brody up here wilding out right now. Go ahead. Real quick, there was a story that I showed earlier before we went live. There was a story about a guy who actually was dating a girl, beautiful girl, and he decided for some dumb reason to put Rohypnol in her drink, and it caused her to have cardiac arrest. So this is just wild when she already liked him. So that's what I'm talking about with him. So let me go ahead and let you listen.
I had missed what Brody said earlier because when Brody started, I'm very, very familiar with Brody. And that's why I had to go get my libation. So, because I thought we was going to deal with Brody.
No,
So
he's coming back. He's coming back, right, Ivory?
I had to get my libation to talk to Brody. But as far as the no means, as far as what happened with the sister, I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't know what happened. I come from, I'm 45, I'll be 46 next month. I come from a generation where even though there was toxic encouragement, so to speak, it still was done to where lines and boundaries were drawn. So yeah, I'm sorry that it happened to you. And speaking of my generation, when it comes to no means no, there for my generation as boys, we were taught no means no. They had billboards back in the 80s and the 90s on you drive down the street, no means no. No means no. So for us as and I'm speaking loosely, I'm not speaking for all men, I'm just saying, for us as guys, a lot of men took that as, if she says yes, then that means yes. So if like what the sister was saying earlier, when the girls be like, hey, no, I don't want to do it. Well, come on, girl, come on, girl, yeah. And if they got to saying yeah,
wait. You can tell that Timotheus has been doing that before. That sounded too authentic. Come on, girl. But go ahead, finish.
But
interrupt.
But that whole come on, girl, like all of that for us. If she said yes, then that was the opposite of that means she said yes, because what had been drilled in our heads as young men that no meant no. And if you could game her up, game her up, spit your little game, throw your rap out, and then she said yes, mission accomplished. But now that's called coercion. That's all new. That's for me and my generation, coercion is new. Because it's like that was just so. How is having game a crime? Like, come on, like this is crazy, So my generation conceptualizes it in that way. Like, how is having game breaking is a crime? Like,
I know what.
That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be smooth. I'm supposed to have some swag and some, baby. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you all day with a flashlight.
People was tracking all kind of mud in my car. It was tough.
That was just how it was. The game was really cool. Hey,
yeah.
Hey, I'm just explaining it to.
Coercion will get a man put behind bars today.
Right. But that's just the thing. I don't know about these young dudes. I'm just saying from the generation I come from, it was no meant no. Period. We understood that no meant no. She said no. It was no. Anything outside of that was a problem. But if you could get her to say yes, then it wasn't no.
And thank you so much, Timotheus. I'm gonna get to you, Brody. I just want to go to this topic, this comment, and say, African royalty, thank you for your comment. Y'all don't forget to hit the like. We have our sister Light back in the house, thank goodness. Now let's see what this says. Men don't ask to do anything. I mean, we go by action and chemistry of the women. Well, that is very, very true. But when she is like what we heard our sister Nasira say, it's not that you don't want it, but if you have standards, just because I want it, the difference, I and y'all can come for me if you want. This isn't all men, but in general, we have different ways that we move. Women, we have more of a control over ourselves, so to speak, when it comes to sexuality. For the most part, don't come to me about, oh, this woman doesn't, this, I get it, but for the most part, we'll be like, you know what, I really am attracted. I really love it. I would love to. I want to, but no, not right now. No, no, no. So just remember that, right? Even though that chemistry will get you locked up. That chemistry have to help you catch a whole case. But you're right, African royalty, the chemistry. But when we're talking about women saying, even though my body is saying yes, my mind, my logical mind is saying no, not in this car, but take my number. And the funny thing is, when you back to what I told Timothy is, you know you got her. Just go ahead and wait till the next time. Because for me, I want to ask the men that Wall Street, I don't know who you are. Keon, you got to turn on your camera so I can see who you are. If you want to turn it off when you come, yeah, I got to make sure it's you, Keon. Why are you in the dark? I can't see you. Go ahead. Let me put the brothers up here. Keon, put your face close to the there you go. Okay. Let me add you to the stage. Come on. And what do you think about that when I say Ngolo, I'm gonna start with you and then I'll go to Keon. And I like that you seem younger. So I don't know your age, but I know Keon is a younger man. I think he's in his 20s. So when you hear what I'm saying, like, and what we say about the woman, when the chemistry is there, and we know we set this, we set the standard. We know we're saying no means no. But in that situation, when she's like, you know she wants it, but she's saying no, it's still no, right? Or what? Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit more, Ngolo, and then I'll ask Keon.
I mean, I've never been a type. I'm not finna press no issue like that. To me, I think the relationship dynamics put this in it gets sketchy to where like I don't, me personally, I'm not without a like frivolous intimacy. Like I still value, like, if you're not in a real like relationship, if you ain't paid that woman's bride price, you, that to me, that's not even, I'm not without a secular Western US stuff to where we out here having frivolous relations. So I really can't even relate to that situation for real. If it even got down to it, I'm not finna, if I ain't paid the bride price, I'm not trying to be having no intercourse with you. But if from a hypothetical thought experiment, I mean, I can't see myself, if a female is telling you no, I don't even care if it's like salacious in a manner, like it's like that, to me that's gonna be a throw off, and I'm like, it's cool, like, all right, let's do something else. Like people be too thirsty, bro. I ain't gonna lie, and it be both sides too. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Some
Man,
he
I
bro
drop
could
a
probably
bomb
speak
on
to it
that.
more, but
The truth about that, people are too damn thirsty, right? God. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I
What
know
was
I'm Bill. He can go. Brother can
yeah,
go.
people are too thirsty. Like your life isn't gonna end if you miss an opportunity to have sex. Go ahead, Keon. What do you think? Are you on the opposite side? What's your take on this?
Really not really. I kind of agree with what y'all saying. To be honest, that's why every time I get into these conversations, I get confused because it's like I don't only a selective certain group of individuals, you know what I mean, are sitting up here even thinking this kind of way where it's like I can take it, or this is okay for me to try to convince her to have sex. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everybody pretty much agrees when it comes to this, but there is a certain group of individuals who think like just trying to convince her is okay, and it's not. I mean, it's not. You can go to jail for that today. So be careful.
Thank you both. And we're gonna start the video again. Please hit the like button. And Blizak, you're not blocked on the HOK. I don't see you blocked. So let me start this video again. And for a lot of women, when you can control yourself and when you respect what I say, and my boundaries, that's a real turn on. And I'm thinking of you afterwards, and I can't wait till you contact me again. I'm saying, hypothetically. So remember that. So anyway, let me get it. Let me give. Well, go ahead, Timotheus, and then go Brody. You coming after
No.
him? Go ahead,
Like
Tim.
like when I was saying earlier, just really quick, like when I said that the generation I come from, even though we had males giving us advice that was still bad advice, like for the situation with the sister mentioned, where the buddy was like, "Wow, here it is." Like the people, the guys that I came up with was like, because she said she noticed it through his clothes. So
Right.
what he should have been on is like, well, if you want to see it, you can. It's right there. Let her do it.
Look
Invite
at
her.
him right here with his coercion self. Don't do that, Timothy.
Invite her to it, because if you invite her to it, she did
He's
it. You
funny.
didn't do it. She
This
did
is
it. You didn't do it.
this is the thing. Okay, I said coercion. You're not a coercion person. That's
No,
may offend you,
no,
but
no,
my
no,
point
no. I
is,
didn't. No,
see, this is the
I
old.
think so.
You see the gray hairs. Let me just no offense. See the gray hairs in his head and his beard, right? That's what I'm saying. The old school, they knew I'm not gonna force it. They were like, okay, baby, what's going on? And you're
Hey,
just sitting there
Nepal, if I
like,
Yeah, I'm
could.
happy to see you. I'm happy to hear
okay,
you.
just
Yeah, Nepal, if because you making a great point here. Like the difference, I think a lot of times is the generational, what I mean, acceptance of it. A lot back in the day, hell, you even hear like big, movie stars and rap stars talk about, yeah, we used to mess with girls that was younger. You know what I mean? It was just a regular thing. And I hate to say it like that, but it's just an evolution of like men and their thoughts. Like we went from, Dane Dash and Jay-Z trying to marry a 16, 17-year-old Aaliyah to now it's not even normal for people to date 18-year-olds or 19-year-olds. You know what I mean? You got to be 21 for it to be normal. You know what I mean? So I think there's just an evolutionary thing going on here.
oh, I didn't know I was muted. I'm asking you, and then I'm gonna ask Golo. Do you think that this evolution, this change, and is a good thing, or you think it's like we have our brother Easy Band's official is mad as hell. He doesn't like. He want to go back to the baby, 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 please, baby, please. So, do you think it's a good thing that we've evolved in this way, or is it a bad thing for men?
Uh, it's a good thing, but I think it makes men just look bad. Like now, because now it just gives people, it opens the door for it to be like, okay, this is how bad men have been, so this is how bad men are. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I first came up here, I was gonna say Nepal, it seems like you trying to make it a a men's smear campaign a little bit, but that's the only that's the only bad part I feel about it. But
You think
it
that?
is it
What
is
makes you think that part? Though I want to hear why. Why?
because it makes it almost seem as though that like men can't also be in this situation, like where like a woman, like he's saying no, you know what I mean? Like, and a woman is just like, I'm a woman. Like a woman will call you gay if you say no. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
situations like that where it's like, why would you say no to a woman? Well, I don't know, because I don't like her.
yeah,
So
I agree. I said men too. I agree with that. It's just that when in those situations, and I'm not saying no. Let me rephrase it. Absolutely, 100%. Women can be they can be predatory and they can be aggressive and they can practice SA on men.
yeah,
Now, that 100% they can, especially, but there has to be a power dynamic that for me, now this is my personal perspective. For me, usually the power dynamic in a heterosexual coupling is the male. And I know there are women who can take power positions, but I would say they probably would be women that are preying on younger men,
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
women who are preying on men with financial issues. Like I'm a have him see with. Let me talk to you about that because actually I am for men, believe it or not. I'm a women's advocate, but I also advocate for men as well, because what about the men out there who are being used? They're young guys. I was on Facebook, I was disgusted. It was like this 70-year-old woman, and she had like this young, attractive, like 23, 24-year-old boyfriend. It was so disgusting to me. And I don't care. People are like, love is love. No, I know that there's some financial thing going on there.
Of course.
Um, so they can, maybe he learned to love his, that's like Stockholm syndrome. But for me, I think that is also SA. I think she's using coercion. She's using
but
her money for him.
But
So
but Nepal, let me ask you this though, because like okay, like with kids, right? Kids don't have a secular love for their parents. You know, they don't have like a sexual attraction. Well, normal relationships, right? They don't have a sexual attraction to their parents. Like what why would a kid love their parent in your opinion? Let me ask you that.
because their parents have been there for them since birth. The parents take care of them. The parents they've proven that they can be trusted. The parents have protected them and actually save their lives. Help them thrive.
So
So,
could that 70-year-old woman do the same for their 20-year-old kid?
um, for in a sexual relationship, I find it to be repulsive to be an I mean, she wasn't looking like Halle Berry 70. She
Yeah.
looked like grandma needs a chair. Y'all help her get to the chair.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean
crazy.
it. I mean, she was like barely able to walk.
Yeah, that's
And for
crazy.
me, I'm like, he can't even have the natural sexual relationship he needs to have as a man. He could hurt her. So um, what I'm saying is with men though, look at this. It's laughed at, oh ha ha. But if that was a young woman, it would be everybody up in arms. Oh my gosh, how could this guy do this? This is an old man. So really, we need to speak up for men as well. But if we do it for men, men say, I'm not weak. I don't need you to talk for me. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like when men get child raped by their teachers, a 13-year-old boy with a 30-year-old teacher who's sexy. It's like everybody pats him on the back. And it's wrong. It's disgusting. She needs to be in prison forever. So no, it can definitely happen to men, but this is a couple different topics that we're merging into the coercion. So for the record, men definitely, we're talking about power positions though. So I'm gonna move over to Ngolo and let him either comment on what we're talking about. But I do want to go back to: do you think things are worse for men now that we're more hypersensitive post Me Too movement with these laws, or do you think that things are going, is it just right?
I mean, as far as for men specifically, I understand how this system has been created. Like for black men specifically, no, it's not. It's never going to be good for us over here. I mean, from a top down standpoint, we have to police our own and create our own social norms. If we going by what society's doing, it's never going to be in a black man's favor, whether that be in any sense. But I mean, as far as from a female standpoint, I think the society's conducive to them on a surface level. But I think on a more intrinsic fulfilling level, I don't think so. I think modern society is leaving females to, I guess, they're experimenting and experiencing individual freedoms, but I don't think that that's leading to fulfillment later on in life. I feel
Uh
like
oh.
every society has its give and take, but the current trajectory of society, it's more to hedonism, which is cool for the moment. But when you look at like more familial structures, it's not conducive to that. So it's give and take with anything. For an individualistic person, the American culture is perfect. But for somebody that's communal like myself, I'm really opposed to it. But as far as it goes from like age is concerned, I mean, now that we know that the brain is fully developed at 25, I think that like of course back in the day you would see 16-year-olds being betrothed to people that are older. I think that practice shouldn't shouldn't occur any longer. But I'm still with arranged marriages because a lot of people really don't know what they want. They just out here going for lust, and that's leading to the current divorce rates we have now. Everybody's lonely, and I think that somebody's parents or elders in the community know what you need more than you from a younger age. So I'm all in perspective of traditional relationships, but I'm not with the like huge age gaps. To me, that's predatory because there's no way you can tell me that somebody that's 35 and somebody that's 18 is equally yoked maturity level. I don't care like whether it's a man or a female. You're not finna convince me of that. But as far as arranged marriages, I'm with that 100%.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that input. Asar, Seven Asar, what would you like to add? And by the way, whoever Wolf's Wall Street is, Willie, I need you to turn on your camera, my friend, in the backstage. Go ahead, Asar. What would you like to add, friend?
Yeah, I'm so happy that you guys are speaking on this tone because I think one day we should do a show on this one thing that I'm a very big advocate on, and I think it could be an it definitely is an educational issue for a lot of our sisters, young and older. And this particular subject that I'm an advocate for men on is paternity fraud. Let's speak about how a lot. I mean, 30%. They did they went and looked at all of the DNA testing that's been done throughout all the agencies, and 30% of those men that were tested were not the fathers, right? And I think it's important for a lot of sisters to understand that it's important. See, you will always know who's the mother of your child because you're having a child. But the man never 100% knows. He has to trust his woman at all times. And there could be a time when you as a man you think that you know and you don't know, right? And we've seen cases from as young as 18-year-old young mothers who've experienced cheating on her loved one or being with multiple men and picking the man who they feel is more financial adequate to be the father to the child or more who they like more, right? Versus actually um, dealing with the actual father of the child. And there's a whole host of issues that it could cause, not only for you, your child, and the men, but also when you get government in that as well. So, and that creates a lot of issues. So I think that, you know, women should understand that if you do find yourself in a situation where you don't know who the father is, you have to be honest with yourself, for especially for the child as well. But for the man that is the father, he has a right to know. You may have made the wrong choice, but that's something that we have to live with. And it would be better for you to be honest with yourself and the other man so that child can know who their both of their parents are and really have a real productive life. And I'll land my plane there.
That's a good point. That's a
You want
great
to
point.
go in and elaborate? You want to add more about that? Yeah, you.
Yeah,
One
no,
second.
I just want to say, Nepal, this is why we need you, man, because I've never agreed with Seven Asar at all in this whole entire time I've known him, and yet for some reason tonight, Nepal, with this conversation, this is why we need you. I promise you, because I definitely agree with Asar. There's a lot of men out here that are literally raising kids that are not theirs, and are taking care of kids are in debt because of child support, like all because they signed the birth certificate. Like there's certain moments where they don't even, just because you signed the birth certificate, it makes you automatically responsible for that, for whatever goes on in the mom's life. So I definitely agree with Asar on that one.
Okay, great. Did you want to say anything about the paternity stuff, Angola, before I start the video again?
Oh yeah, I mean that I've seen that's too common. Like that's regular occurrence. A lot of like with them, I see a lot with a lot of them. It happened to my family. Them ancestry DNA tests made a lot of awkward conversations, man.
Oh,
Like a lot of people who thought they wasn't
Hmm.
they wasn't related. They blood cousins, blood brothers.
Facts.
All it was crazy, man.
Exactly.
yeah.
That's why
Exactly.
it's important to know. That's why it's important to know. Decades can pass, right?
Yes, sir. That's crazy. Peace, global dictator, and Wall Street Willie. I can't see your face, my friend. Just put it up to the camera, but all I can see your whole face, not half of it. Can you put your whole face to the camera so if there's some issue? Okay, I see you now. Come on in, because in case we don't want anything going on, and we
I
know who you are.
totally get
Yeah,
it.
they done had a
I
lot of people
understand.
that came up and did some weird stuff, brother. That's the only reason, man.
Nah, I've been
Right.
a long time supporter, so you know I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Peace.
I,
What would you like to say, my friend?
so I really just wanted to present a question. So, do women see any accountability they have in their image and feel any responsibility for how they're presenting themselves? Like
yeah. Uh-oh.
when you look at hip hop
I like
music
that.
right now, women are definitely in control of hip hop music, right? But I'm not even just talking about the music. I'm saying, what do you expect from a guy when he's in a club and he sees this beautiful woman he wants to talk to, and she's half naked and she's bent over to sense sexy red, and she's talking about how she gonna put it on his mustache and whatnot. Like, is there any responsibility there to present a different image that would demand respect? Because some
Yeah.
women demand respect. Let's be clear. Some women don't have these issues because they don't put themselves in a certain light. I'm not saying that that will totally protect you from a weirdo, because we do have a lot of weirdos out here. But the over sexualization, it's gotten very comfortable from women. So to a certain degree, you gotta expect to have the good with the bad. And I'm not defending it.
Okay, well, I think that women who are acting like Sexy Red, they're following an irresponsible person. Like Sexy Red has actually been said, she's on record saying she's glad she was spreading the HERPES. She said
Mm.
she's glad and that she'll do it again. So I wouldn't use women who are out twerking on the dance floor as as the norm. I don't know where the brother went. But yeah, there are women out there being irresponsible. However, that should make a man say even more. Number one, you want to worry about your health. Why you know what I mean? Like, if you see she's easy and out there and wild, you want to think, damn, do I want to risk getting a disease from her? And then you want to go, oh dang, do I want her to risk her putting me in prison the next day and I have a disease in prison? You get it? Like, so I'm gonna see what the men say about that. uh Anybody? Let's go to Ngolo. What do you think
Yeah,
about?
I agree. I mean, like, you as a man, if you gotta look, bro, you having intercourse with somebody and it's not protected, you gotta think, bro, if I got this woman pregnant, would I be okay with her being the mother of my children, bro? And for 9 times out of 10, if it's that casual of a intercourse or interaction, you would not. Like, there's no, like, you are disgracing your family if you got a female like Sexy Red pregnant, bro. Just imagine her being a mother of your child.
Yeah, that's real. Even if she didn't have a disease, even if she didn't say no, you gotta go for the rest of your life. Your baby's mama is a lady that is at the club, bent over, dancing to Sexy Red. Like, that's your life now. That's a good point. I didn't say that,
You
but
know what I taught my daughter? My daughter's 23, 3 years now. But when she was going through those, I had to have honest conversations as a man and a father that no man really had. A man is supposed to have with his daughter, in my opinion. And I told her, if you ever have sex with a boy, don't allow him to have sex with you without a condom. Whatever excuse he has, because ultimately, unless he forces himself on you, it's your responsibility as a young woman not to allow any man to have sex with you unprotected, right? The young man should have the same conversation. If I had a son, I would have the same conversation with him as well. But she is the first. Her that demand from her is the first line of defense of protecting both of you guys, really.
So Seven, when you think your daughter is right to have a child? When you think it's like the right moment for her? in your opinion?
You talk about what I would prefer,
Yeah, what
or
would you prefer?
I would prefer her to be married and just to be married. She doesn't have to be established in no type of job or nothing, because you guys can support each other through that
Hmm.
in that marriage. That would be my major preference, for her to be age adequate, of course, but she's 23 and don't have any children right now, so
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
she's waiting for that. But um, yeah, her getting married, that's the only requirement for me, to someone who's good to her, of course, but that's the only requirement that
So
I
what if
think
you had a
she
son
should
then?
have.
What would be your preference for your son?
It would be the same requirement.
Just marriage?
Because yeah, because this is another thing for the young men out here. It's hard for them to date out here for young men, because the way the social media has uplifted the standards of dating. From I remember when I'm dating myself, but I remember when I was 21 years old. I could get I was dating I could date women. I could walk them to the park, right? We walk to the park, get to know each other, right? Go get some ice cream, go get some a pizza. We got to know it was about getting to know each other, right?
Hmm.
And I didn't have to spend $50 to $100 on her. I mean, I could if I wanted to. I mean, she left it up to, that was the preference of our first date. She left all that up to me, and it was just about her wanting to get to know me. Most of the women that I dated when I was young, it was about them really wanting to get to know me. A lot of young men and young women, they get to know each other by profiles and pictures, and they really and text and DMs. They really don't have conversations. They don't look each other in the eye. I think body language and all of that is important, and it's missing now. And it's hard for young men to know how to communicate to young ladies, to
Yeah.
rise to the financial um, standards that a lot of young ladies want young men to have today. And that's just from what I've seen as an older man. I think it's you are a young man, Keon. Are those some of your issues when you're
Nah, not
trying to
really.
date?
Because honestly, I think because this is what I was going to ask you actually. Because I think personally, as a man or a woman, I think you should be at your 100% before you even look for a relationship. Honestly, because to me, you're not gonna fully be happy unless you're at that whatever that metaphorical 100% of who you are. You're always gonna have some type of problem, or you're always gonna have to compromise in some type of way. You're gonna have to have a 50-50 relationship or something like that. When honestly, if you was just at your 100% or at your best, then you'll be able to, actually find what you like. You know what I mean? You can actually go out there and go get the BBL women if you want that. You can go get the good women that went to college or went to Spelman or whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that is just available for you when you're at your 100%. That's kind of what I think.
Uh, I think when you have a family structure, you'll see more of that. But with people being more independent, it's hard for someone, nature takes its course, and it's hard for young men and young women to stay disciplined in the way that you're speaking of, because that actually takes
Yeah, that's a
discipline
fact.
to do that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And
That's a fact.
I think you're going to need that father and that mother to be there, that courting, that chaperoning, in order for
Yeah.
that to happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because even in my situation, like my life, I definitely I had a child way before. I'm not at my 100% now. You know what I mean? So I had a child way before that. So like that's the hypothetical thought for sure. But like to me, that's like ultimately like when you're at like your mid 30s and you got your career, you didn't accomplish a couple things. Ultimately, me, that's like when you should be able to start your family because again, you have that option to get exactly what you want.
Well, that's why I think nowadays younger women are attracted to older men who are more stable and can provide those type of lifestyles and foundations for them versus the younger men. When in the 1970s, a 21-year-old could buy a home.
Home,
Now
exactly.
the average age for a homeowner, for a male to buy, or female, the average homeowner is 40 years old now. So it's much harder for you to establish a family now than it ever has been in this country. And I think we need to have more shows like this. Once again, we have to give thanks to our sister Queen Napa for bringing a panel like this and a subject like this, because I think more of topics like this need to be spoken on, and more edification on these issues by
That's a
having
fact.
discussions like this should be made.
That's a fact. Because it's like we got our religions right, but at the end of the day, you know, this is reality. You know, our relationships.
Facts,
This is what we deal with every day. You know, we deal with
facts,
women getting into relationship with domestic violence situations. You know, like trying to stop
facts.
those type of like this is what we deal with on a daily basis. So, I like these conversations a little bit better. But go ahead.
And before we wait, I don't mean, I appreciate you guys talking. I want to just real quick. I got to get to the
See
part
you,
of the
see it.
video.
Happy to see you
Stay,
too.
stay
You
right
want to
here,
see it
but
up
I want
close
to find the
already?
part of
No,
the
no, no,
video.
no. Yeah, that is how.
Where the
But
guy
see, that
starts
is
talking about
how.
how he has
That
to
is
have girls
actually
use
smart.
oral.
Got awful
Him, hold on.
XYZ.
I'll get it.
relationship people on these internet for like
Where is it at?
my point. So I want to make it completely clear what you're saying in your life, and what Light said about her family. These men on the internet trying to
Let y'all know ahead of time that
say, when I first meet a woman,
Here it is.
say when I first meet a woman, she gives me fellatio. I think of women who may be on the spectrum.
And I wasn't making fun of the women on the spectrum. I'm thinking he's taking
Her
advantage
man
of
does, unless she wants you to come take her man. So you do with what you like and what you want. You don't have to put standards of what other people like and want and say, because my man doesn't open my door all the time, because my man doesn't give me flowers, that means he hates me.
Thank you, Serious B, for the $50 super chat. We appreciate you being here. And I hope that you definitely are subscribed. And everybody, don't forget to subscribe. So basically, this girl was trying to rage bait women, saying, if your man doesn't always open your door, if your man doesn't give you flowers all the time, candy, then he doesn't love you. That's ridiculous. But when this is going to lead us into the conversation where the brother who said when he meets women, it's a requirement that they must do oral on him before he even takes them on a date. He's going to start talking about how he doesn't open doors. Just let's listen.
He's just trying to trigger people. So just letting y'all know that.
And he's young. I mean, that's some young stuff. Like the flowers, I'm like, dude, pay my bills.
Yeah, flowers. I'll be like, why are you spending all this money?
Right. How much is the flowers? Hey, just keep that and pay a bill.
Taylor has never, and when I say never, I'm not just saying that just to like make a video. I mean, never, has never raised his voice when he talks to me. He has never called me out of my name. So he has never called me like, oh my God, he has never called me like the B word.
First off, let me ask the brothers. This is kind of off topic. What do you think about this girl saying, let me try to put this up here where we can see you guys better. Thank you for the super chat once again. All right. So I'll start with, let me put you guys up here. I can't see you. All right. So again, we have Ngolo, and then I'm gonna go down the line. What do you think about this woman saying that if your man doesn't open your door all the time, if your man doesn't buy you flowers at least twice a week, if your man ever raises his voice, I mean, even if it's just like, you're wrong, even if he raises his voice, I'm not talking about calling you out of your name. She says any of those things indicate that he doesn't love you and that you're not getting treated right. What do you think about that, Angola?
I mean, she's a product of being raised by Disney, with with this programming that that the women of today in the culture and men have been susceptible to. Like, people don't realize how much we are programmed in a society. Like, a lot of things that people desire, they really have not organically contrived these desires. These desires have been placed on them by what they've seen on TV and what they've seen in advertisement. These companies spend millions of dollars in marketing. They have master psychologists on their marketing teams, bro, and they target this stuff. This stuff is not conducive to creating succinct cultures that are functional. It's just not. And people have to actually do real self-analysis and really figure out what they really want. And by the time they know what they really want, they 40, 50 years old and been through countless relationships. And then a lot of people get on the internet bitter. But I mean, this is what this society is controlled to do. I mean, is designed to do. Like the brother just said, like wait until 35 to like that. This stuff is strategic. They don't want population to be steadily increasing how it is, bro. So they're making the age of people procreating later and later and later because they're putting the financial strains on it. Like in cultures, bro, if you wait till 35 to have children, you're viewed as something's wrong with you in most cultures outside the United States. If you a female past 27, 25 that's not married, like people look at you like something's wrong with you. Like it's just different standards. And me personally, I think most of the cultures outside of the U.S. are more conducive to creating functional families and creating families that actually are that have values and have structure. But I'll pass the mic.
Thank you, Ngolo. Brother Law, if you come back, I was waiting for. I didn't want to interrupt Ngolo while he's talking, but you can show yourself. Make sure that's you. I mean, I say show your face, because we've had people put up different avatars of regulars, and then they hit the panel, and then they will unfortunately corn bomb the
Man.
chat. So, Brother Law, come back and just let us see that's you in the background, and I can bring you to the panel if you want to. All right, Keon, what do you think? I agree with a lot of what Ngolo said about her being unrealistic. What do you think about her saying those things about relationships?
Yeah, I same here. I agree with what Angola was saying at first. I feel like he makes it seem as though it was like a like a evil cabal that's forcing these things upon us. But me personally, I think it's just a natural, evolution. I hate to keep saying the word because I don't believe in it, but evolution. I really think it's just a natural evolution. How people just over time, create these systems such as capitalism, communism, whatever kind of ism you can think of, and it creates our society. Like he said, that's why I say I agree with him because I do think that our society is based off of this rat race where women or men in general are looking for the best possible outcome of every situation, not knowing that life is just not like that. Now there is some people that are born with certain assets. Some dudes they got the ham hock, some girls they got the dump truck. You know what I mean? And those things can lead to more things where other people are just lusting after them, and they can make that profitable. I mean, that's just reality of it. But at the end of the day, we try to stem past that and try to be a little bit more um, righteous, I guess. But yeah, that's how I feel.
Thank you, Keon. 7.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. For me, I mean, everything that those brothers are saying is right on point. I think what the ism actually, be a little bit more exact for me, the ism that Keon is talking about, particularly for this, is feminism. I think there was pros and cons to
Uh
feminism,
oh.
and I think that one of the causes of feminism was it killed chivalry. Chivalry is dead. Like Nas said, hip hop is dead. Chivalry has died, and it's not because all women aren't receptive to chivalry, but there had been a condition that I'm a boss. I don't need a man. I can do everything on my own. And some of these young men and older men are trying to be chivalrous to some of these women, not all. And they're even myself. I've opened. I'll say 50% in my life since I've been a grown man. There has been women who were offended for me opening up the door for them, and women who have welcomed it. Right. And I don't know if there have been a lot of men who've tried to do gestures that they thought were nice to women and encountered a negative response from them. But I think that's what killed chivalry. And social media projecting these things kind of affected how she thinks because these men aren't doing the things that she wants, but there are women out there who don't want them. So there becomes a mixed bag and a ball of confusion, in my opinion. And men are just giving up on being chivalrous and just on a wait and see if this woman is the woman I should be chivalrous to. I think that's what it is.
Okay, thank you so much. Going on to the brother Wall Street. What do you think about this sister saying if your man doesn't always get your door, if he doesn't give you flowers at least once or twice a week, if he even raises his voice ever to you, then he does not love you?
So I'm gonna be honest, and I want to be clear. I'm not a contrarian, right? I'm just being honest. I have no problem with what she said. I actually have a high level of respect for the fact that she is vocal about the standard that she has. I do respect that she has a standard because a lot of men and women don't necessarily have a standard. Now, that's not necessarily right for me, but that doesn't mean she can't attain that. So I don't have an issue with the standard that she has. I mean, even in terms of flowers, you'll pay more getting some of these women nails done than you will for flowers twice a month. Not a big deal. So I don't have an issue with her having a standard. I have a high level of respect for her being vocal about her standard because, like a guy like me, that may not necessarily work for me, right? Like I may raise my voice and then realize I was wrong and come back to you later on. I shouldn't have raised my voice, right? But that doesn't work for her. So now I'm not going to waste my time. She's been upfront, she's been vocal, she's laid the grounds for a standard. I actually respect her opinion. And I think homie was capping, like just looking at him, like you not getting topped off on the first date every time. Like
Oh
stop
no,
it.
it's not the brother on the screen.
Oh, all
It's not
right,
the
all right,
brother.
all
Oh
right,
no, 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 no.
all right, all right.
But let's go ahead and we will be getting to the guy on this. It's the guy underneath DJ Genesis picture. He's only got an
Hey
avatar.
Genesis. That's
Yeah,
my
she's
sis.
she's not on here, but she's on this playback. So let's listen in.
Yo,
Oh
the fake.
wait. Sorry. My bad, brother-in-law. Peace, brother-in-law. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace and blessings. Walaikum salam. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you. What would you like to add about whatever you've been listening to?
Basically, just been listening. And for the most part, my question is for all these brothers that are dating these girls and intimacy and things of that nature. I didn't hear anybody talking in regards for semen retention for men.
I don't believe in that, brother. I ain't gonna. I think that's some weird virgin stuff. To be honest with you, brother. Like that's I don't deal with that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So I'll respond to that. I definitely believe in that. Like from coming from a place of being extremely active when I was in my wayward years, right? I wasted a lot of energy, time, attention, and money, right? Being all over the place trying to knock stuff down. Like, yeah, semen retention is definitely a place where, men, especially black men, can kind of elevate ourselves and avoid certain situations, just not even chasing something to be in a situation you don't want to deal with.
Yeah,
I
I
think that's
agree.
I think it's subjective, and it will work for the man that it works for, and a man may have something else that works for him. I think it's a tool that can be used. I don't think it's in all be all.
Yeah, because
I
I
don't
honestly
disagree
I
with
don't I
that.
don't think it ever does. To me, right? I may have came a little bit too strong. I just don't think that a lot of people that I see use the semen retention type of like ideology, whatever you want to call it, right? It's a lot of guys who I feel like weren't getting any type of play in the first place. Like to me, it's just like, and then they try to make it this like philosophical thing where it's like, okay, you work on yourself and all this other stuff. But I don't disagree with that. You should work for yourself. Like I said, I think you should be 100% before you get in a relationship. So I do believe in that kind of.
But it's just an exercise in discipline. Whether I mean abstaining from anything is positive for disciplinary reasons. It's like if you just saying you intermittent fasting or you fasting every other day, it's that
Fasting is
it,
healthy.
it
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's reducing your desires to accomplish something that you need. It's really prioritizing. It's just an exercise.
And
No,
I
I feel
think
that.
Keon is talking about it should be out of choice, not out of forced
Of course.
circumstance,
I
Yeah,
because
mean,
yeah,
forced
yeah.
if it's
circumstance
not
can
by choice,
create
if
aggression.
if it's not by choice, then you're not going to get the benefits of the exercise.
Exactly.
Exactly.
and that's all I was, because once it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I'm doing this, it's like you're making an excuse, and that's what I don't. I hate. This is the only thing I hate about the manosphere, right, or red pill, whatever you want to call it. It seems like they make excuses for men, and I don't like that. Like as men,
They do.
I've never seen any of my grandfathers, brothers, uncles, any sons, grandsons ever talking about, I need this to be right for me to be able to get a woman, or I need this to be going right for me. I just never heard of it. It almost makes me a little bit sick, to be honest with you.
I think the problem is though that a lot of the people that are controlling and dominating the conversation, they're unhappy people. Like
That's a fact.
with a lot of these men, they're straight incels. With a lot of the women, they're in hoes. You get what I'm saying? Involuntarily jumping out the window and doing stuff that they know they really shouldn't even be doing, and they're not getting what they want out of making that sacrifice. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people are in weird situations where they aren't getting what they want, and the unfortunate part is most of the time they control the conversation, and
That's
that's
a
the
fact.
worst.
And
I
women
think
control sex, right? And men control relationships. And I think we're in an era now where
what?
women, they can have sex with whoever they want to, and men, and they're not wanting relationships with men anymore. So those men
So
who
what did you
used to
just
get
say,
women,
Uncle?
I think women control sex, the access to sex, and men control the access to relationships.
You really believe that?
I do.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
It's usually the
Wow.
woman. I'm gonna tell you, a woman can get any man that is attracted to her, right? And that's not hard for her to get a man that's attracted to her. But to get a man to stay, to really love her, to really care for her, that's a rare thing for women to encounter in the first meeting, right? You have to spend time. You have to create trust, and only a man that's willing to do that, um, then a woman can get that trust, and then he can say, well, yeah, I want to be with you, because like I said, women, especially women that are wanted, they pick which man they want, right? It could be
I can
there's
totally
men out
agree.
there, that are with several different women because women only attracted to all the women want them, right? And they can control, or rich men, they control. Men that are wanted control relationships. Let me say it like that. Men who are wanted are control relationships. Men
And
who aren't
sex as
wanted,
well.
men who aren't wanted, either do whatever they can do to try to get a woman, right? Or they become incels, like you said, right? Because like a woman can have sex with really any type of a man, not any man, but with a man. He could be an ugly man or he could be a handsome man, but it's not going to be hard for her to have sex with a man, especially in social media. But it's much harder for her to get into a quality, a real relationship. Not
Mm.
no relationship that where you and okay, we had sex and now we going together and we in a toxic thing. I'm talking about a real relationship. um Only men can provide that to a woman. A woman cannot provide that for a man because most men just want to have sex in their first encounter anyway, right?
That's
So
not true.
that's what I
That's
mean when I
not
say
true.
that. I didn't say all, I said most. I didn't say all.
How you feel about that, brother La?
That's not true at all. I mean, I look at it from this standpoint. The internet has corrupted and distorted a lot of choices
Facts.
in relationships.
Mm.
Amen,
Like,
shalom, and hallelujah. That's a
I
fact.
agree.
facts. So it's
I
That's a
agree
you
with
fact.
that.
can't
Yeah.
I
you
think
can't
you know what though. I think that's kind of like an old man cop out though.
No,
Because
no. I want
No,
to
no,
back
it's
that
no,
up,
it's
not.
and I'll
not
tell
an
you
old
why.
man
It's
cop
not.
out.
I actually said that earlier. I said that social media is part of the issue, and it is. It's
And
becoming
I'll tell you
a
why
more
it's not an
dominant
old
part.
man. I can tell you why
Let's
I think
hear
it's not an
from
old.
No Saint, and then we're gonna get back to that part where I want you guys to hear the guy saying he requires a fellatio.
mm.
Ridiculous.
Go ahead, No Saint.
No, I just want to say why I don't think it's an old man thing, because it's allowing young people First of all, that's why I think incels come from. Believe it or not, I don't remember incels being around. I mean, I'm sure there were, but not like they talk about today. And the other part is this. The other part is this. The internet and Instagram with these women, you know, shaking their booty, it allows guys to think they have access to those type of women. If you think back when I was growing up, nobody in my neighborhood you didn't look at and say, oh, how is she with him? No, they were all kind of, okay, yeah, they belong together. I think these young people today think they have access to the beautiful women and then become incel because they're thinking they deserve that woman they see on the screen. And the world just doesn't work that way. You got to have money, you got to have swag, or you got to have something. You got to bring something to the table. You can't just be playing video games all the time and expect to go get a woman.
And that's the key. I mean, I look at it from this standpoint as well. You get brothers as well as sisters that look on Instagram and look on these different platforms and, oh, this woman is beautiful, this woman is that, she's this and that. Visually it looks amazing, but you don't know at the end of the day that person can be dead broke.
Facts.
So you essentially putting up this facade of being this Miss Everything, and then in actuality you really a quarter water. And it's vice versa. Like,
yeah. I mean, makeup and wigs have catfished a lot of men.
Yeah, that whole ideology and
We're talking
mindset.
about makeup and wigs now. What happened?
I mean, it goes both. I was just using it as an example of it going in both ways. It's facts.
That fake it till you make it. It's played out.
Hey, you ain't wrong, brother.
Okay, well let's
but
with
it's
that
not
said,
really though, because we'll be
I'm
the
gonna let
same
you say that
ones.
because Sonetter has a show
My
coming
bad.
up after this. But no, go get your thought out, and then I'm gonna start the video.
And I'll be quick, Nepal, but the only reason I disagree with that is we'll go out of our way to buy all these bottles in a section, right? And do all these things just to try to attract these women, right? So a lot of guys are more or less just falling into a trap the same way a lot of women that give their bodies away fall into a trap. You're not getting what you want out of this situation. You're going above and beyond to do what you think should earn you what you want, right? And then you become bitter because she took your drink and then she brought it over to me like, yeah, here, he buying drinks. Here, take this. I'm going home with you tonight. But he's jumping out the window with his section and his bottles and the sparkles. And then these guys become resentful.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. So thank you. Let's listen a little bit more. I want to get to the part because I want to hear from you gentlemen about what this guy says. So and then we're gonna close it down. If the sisters were supposed to come in, I don't know if they got, I mean, I know they got the link. So if you're out there in the audience, hit the link. Timotheus, if you want to come in and say something, hit the link. So let's listen to the rest of this.
Listen to how she said this again. Let me rewind this a little bit.
He has never called me like, oh my God. He's never.
Let me go forward. Okay. He never yelled and said, stop being irrational. That's raising your voice. Oh, so I'm talking about her saying her man never raised his voice to her. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, whatever.
Raising voice, I don't know. I don't think I really ever raised my voice to the woman. I don't talk loud. That's not my thing.
Saying that, Brody?
Yeah.
But when you meet them,
your voice is raised just in general. Maybe your
Brody, you don't raise your voice, but the first time you meet them, you're putting your member in their mouth.
Yeah, like I established certain things very early on. Just like what's talked about here is she establishes early on how she likes things to be.
Right.
So there's a tone is set. When you set the tone, then things go a certain way. For me personally, I set a tone where I don't raise my voice. I don't argue with women. The only women I argue with is on these panels and in the back chats.
Well, I get it. So I'm just making a point that you may not raise your voice, but right off rip, before you even take a woman out on a date, you somehow expect, I almost said require, you expect her to give you a fellatio. So that's not better than raising your voice in a relationship, in my opinion.
Require is a better word to use than expect. For me, it's a prerequisite.
Yeah, so I'd rather be around a guy who can actually not be a robot. If he's upset about something, he can raise his voice as long as he's not disrespecting me or being violent. I prefer somebody actually expressing themselves as a human being if they're upset than someone requiring me to do a sexual act when I first meet.
Yeah,
That's just
that's
me.
crazy.
Everything is
That's
consensual. If women like me, they like to do what they like to do. That's cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the
that's
end of the day, how many women have done that first night they met a guy? My philosophy is simply this. I believe that for every single
I don't
woman out
know.
there,
You asked a question. Wait,
I'm
you
saying
asked
this real quick. Let me get my
You
stuff
said
off.
how many women have done that the first
Uh,
night they met a guy? It's not on a high level. That's just social media. Nobody's going on the date the first night and just doing a fellatio. No, it's
Maybe not the date, but there's some guys in between there.
oh no, I'm sorry, not date. You say when you just first meet them. No, very, very few women are
There's
when they
guys in
first meet a
between.
guy.
There's
I
guys
gotta
you
be
just hung
honest
out with a
right
couple of
now.
times. You never went out on a date with. There's that one dude who was breaking case of emergency when you had that one breakup back in college. There's all different type of scenarios where things
That is
go.
not typical. You're talking about some shit. I'm not gonna lie, and this isn't an offense to people who are mentally disabled, but
It's extremely typical.
when I hear somebody say, when I first meet a woman, she gives me fellatio, I think of women who may be on the spectrum, maybe women who are not fully aware of the fact that they're being taken advantage of. I don't picture a woman who's just a normal lady out getting her groceries and she meets you and then all of a sudden she's in your car giving you a fellatio. That tells me that that person is not fully all there.
So I want
Why
to
do
be
you have to
honest, Sister
disrespect the
Can,
Napai.
can
women?
I
I want to
chime
be
in
honest,
for a
Sister
sec?
Napai.
I'm not disre-
a
I'm
woman
not
Can I chime in?
disrespecting women. You tell me that when you first meet a woman, she's giving you a fellatio. That tells me that that person is not me personally, my feelings and what I can assess. Anyone who's giving you oral, male or female, when they first meet you, something's wrong with them.
So here's what I was saying,
Can I
Napai.
can I chime in
I
just
think
a
a
sec
lot of
Go
people
ahead,
are
about,
Timothy.
lying.
about the video? So
I'm gonna let you chime in there. There's a little bit more. This is let me let everybody chime in. There's a lot more ridiculousness coming up, but let me let Willie go, and then I'll go through the panel. What do y'all think about this brother standing strong? And this isn't to beat Brody up. I wish he could be here. He has a whole movement called the Sassy Negro Apocalypse. He says men
what?
should be, he says men should be paid for sex and that they shouldn't give sex for free. And he also has that, what he says, remember, he said he requires when he meets a woman, not a date, that she does that. So what, I'll let you chime in, Willie, and then I'll go through everybody, and then we'll get back to this hilarious part.
I
Go
mean,
ahead, Willie.
first off, I do think a lot of these people, right? Like guys are lying about getting fellatio off top. A lot of these women are lying about being bought a bunch of purses and being taken care of financially. But on the other side of that, no, Sister Napa, I don't think it's as foreign as you're making it, like it's just these
Oh,
crazy people. I think a lot of good women,
no,
right, are
never,
competing with what's going on out here. And a lot of
never,
good women know that there are chicks doing this.
never.
So I'm just being honest, when they
No,
feel like they got,
I
when they feel,
appreciate you. Go ahead, brother. I'm just saying no, my friend.
yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
I'm being honest though, from my unfortunate experience when I was wayward, there are a lot of women out here competing with other women, right? So, okay, if it's likely he'll get that, fine, I'll do it first, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that is just subjected to the people on the spectrum. The Clarissa Shields is nah, I ain't gonna shoot at Clarissa. I'm just saying, like, it's not just a people on the spectrum thing. I think currently, culturally, we're so over sexualized that a lot of people have sacrificed their morals and what they really think is okay unknowingly because they just see it as common. So this is what my homegirls are doing. This is what other women are doing. Fine. I like this guy. In this situation, I'll do it. I'm not saying this woman would do it all the time. But yeah, I do think some guys take advantage of women that are willing to sacrifice a certain level of respect they have for themselves to hold on to what they view in the moment as a good guy. It's not as foreign
as you might think, Nepal. That's all I'm saying. You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying?
Well, I appreciate your opinion and your perspective, your life perspective. So I'm just going to put it out there as I appreciate it and respect your side. But for me, I've lived a long time. There's more years behind me than there are in front of me, and I've been around a lot of different women. I mean, all kinds of women, and even the ones who are, how do you say, workers, like strippers and stuff. They're not just meeting guys and doing that. But I guess, some people are out there just being, it's not even about being, it's not even a sexual thing. It's like, what do you care about your health and and where's your mind at? Like,
I
let
was
me move
just
on
about to
to,
say that.
yeah, let me move on to Brother Law, and then I'll get in the other brothers on the panel. Go ahead, Brother Law. What's your take on what the brother on the video said? He requires it with strangers, not dates. Go ahead.
I mean, two analysis that I gained from that was one, he is cool with being a male gigolo,
Yep.
and
Yes, he
two,
is.
you really don't care too much about your health because, granted, I'm gonna keep it in layman terms for the young brothers that can hear this. You might want to go get a little slow neck or some top, but you still can catch something from that.
Facts.
And with that being the case, and with that being said and done, are you really cool with letting a young lady go down on you to give you top? Then after that, she might want to kiss you.
Hmm.
You got to think, if she's that cool with doing that with me, what she
Yeah.
was doing with the next couple of dudes she ran into?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How
But
disrespectful is
fam,
that?
you gotta realize, right? Like now, currently, a lot of the stuff that, you know, we might do in secret, but never tell our friends about, these dudes out here leading with that off top. Like, oh, I eat butt. Like all types of why. It's a very weird sexual market, right? Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about, fellas. Don't
I
laugh at me.
praise
Nah, I
God
do.
that
Nah,
you
I
don't
ain't
Can I
eating
know
add
nothing
on
but
nothing
about
booty,
the
about
He's
man.
these
jumping out
culture?
the
doors.
window.
I don't know
I want
nothing
to add
about
on
those
about the
conversations.
culture
I might have to
of what that
excuse
brother is
myself
saying.
and let you guys talk because this. Let me get around the panel. Let's go to
No,
Ngolo,
but it's a
and then.
it's a
Oh,
younger
I'm
I'm
sorry.
folks.
so
Go
Well,
ahead,
the
sorry,
Brother
younger
Sister
Law.
folks
Nepal.
is
I'm so sorry to be graphic. I
Brother Law,
apologize,
I think
Queen.
he wasn't finished. No, you're fine. Will, go ahead, Brother Law, and then we're gonna move to Ngolo and everybody else on the panel.
for the most part, it's just it's about respecting yourself more than just respecting the opportunity to release and get a quote unquote what they perceive as being a nut. You gotta respect yourself more than that. Granted, the same way a woman looks at herself as a queen, you gotta look at yourself as a king too. And
Oh
as a
wow.
king, would you rather sit down and be entertained by peasants?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like Outcast said, man, keep your heart 3 steps. Keep your heart. These girls are smart. Play your part.
Play your part.
Yeah. Thank you,
My
Brother
girl's a
Law.
choosy lover, never ran
Right.
out of
Then comes
rubber.
the next
Hold
verse.
on. Let's
Right.
get to Ngolo. Let's get to Ngolo and let him weigh in on that. What Brody said, what he required. Brody should be here, to be honest. Brody, if you hear this on the playback, we'll do a show for you. What do you think about Brody saying he requires that even before a date?
I mean, with all due respect, his sentiments are extremely disappointing for a man that grown to be. That's what you leading with. That's the message that you putting out there. Like we as black men, bro, I'm gonna keep it 100. It go above the little mundane social dynamics, bro. We don't got time to be out here playing like that. Like I don't know where we think we are, like geopolitically, socially. Like our standard right now is not good. We don't have time to be out here entertaining all this frivolous nonsense. Like talking about you trying to give fellatio. Like how is that gonna be conducive to you helping build a family,
That's a whole
better your
fact.
community, bro? Like I don't like the stuff that we get like this childish. Like we grown men, bro. We not in grammar school, we not in high school no more. Like at a certain point in time, bro, it's you gotta be a man, bro. Like I don't under no civilization, no culture is thrived off telling a female I won't fillet you off the first night. You're not even married or none of that. Like I just don't get like the in my opinion, I don't want to be disrespectful towards him. Let me not even put it towards him specifically. Any man that would think like that, bro, you don't value yourself as a man. If that's what your man is consistent of and that's what you worried about, you don't value yourself past being object. You really objectifying yourself by even expressing something like that on the internet.
Yeah.
That is
But
factual. Thank
but
you.
see,
Thank
bro, the
you.
sad part about it is where we're at culturally, you have a lot of men that just see value in themselves by how many they could knock down, and you have a lot of women that see the value in themselves about how much I can get out of several guys, right? It's just a very toxic climate we live in
Yes,
now.
it
And
is toxic.
so the question then has to become, how do we clean this up? At what point do we have to, pull a cord on some of the things that we accept aren't in our best interest as a people? They're not socially acceptable. Shouldn't be. And then what do we
Well,
do
Thank,
brother,
about it?
thank you, Willie.
it's gonna get worse before it get better, though, brother.
Let's move on. Thank you, brothers. All of this is great input. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to close it out after this because Sonetta is doing a show, but
Can
definitely
I
we
add on? I just want to.
no,
I
no,
want
no,
to
no.
talk about the culture.
I'm coming to you, Asar, right now. We're going to be doing, I think Jabari sitting down with Tahuti today. He already sat down
Uh-oh.
with, right? He sat
Ooh,
down
that
with
should
Yeah,
be good.
So go ahead,
it's gonna be
Asar. I
great.
want you to weigh in on what Brody said. And I'm gonna try, you know what? I'm gonna bring him over, actually, the guy who had the conversation, and I hope most of you brothers, if not all of you, can join the panel and actually talk to him one-on-one. So yeah, Asar, what do you think about that? I want you to weigh in. We've had some great input. What do you think about what the brother says?
I
Brody.
recognize specifically what he said. It comes from a specific culture, and that culture is pimping culture. That is a gorilla pimping tactic for that to be a requirement for, from a woman by him. And what that speaks to is he looks at women as property, as a piece of meat, as a prostitute. He really doesn't have a tremendous respect for women. He has more love, respect for himself than any woman in his life. I don't know if you guys ever saw the documentary of Iceberg Slim.
Yep.
And in that documentary, he talks about how he became a pimp, but not only that, where his thoughts of and his disdain for women came from, and it actually came from his mother.
Mm.
He saw how his mother treated this man who loved her and loved him. The only man in his life that treated him like a son and made his life positive. His mother left him for a pimp. Saw how devastated this man was, how much he loved her. This is him speaking from as a young boy what he saw. He saw how much this man loved her, how much he loved him, how much he would do anything for her, and how she lied and said, I'll be back. I'm not going to. And he begged her to stay, told her he'd give her the world. And from then on, from his own mother, he hated women.
Yeah.
And I think this brother's going through the same thing. There's an innate hate that he has for women just from that requirement by itself. He doesn't have any type of respect for women. And that's an issue that he's going to have to work on
Yep.
because, like my sister said earlier, it's going to get him in trouble.
Yeah.
It's going to get him in trouble.
Thank you so
And,
much.
I'll end it there.
And
Let's
Sister
move on
Nepal,
to,
real
yes.
quick, you touched on something earlier that does have to be addressed. The reality is a lot of these over sexualized men became over sexualized teenagers by older women, right? Like
Yes.
when we look at the conversation
Some
that's being had about Kevin Gates and what's the one from
R.
106 in
Kelly.
Park?
R.
No,
Kelly.
no, no, I'm not going to Kel. Shit.
But I mean, that's a
But
fact. He
nah,
was
but hear what I'm
molested by
saying
older
though.
women when he was young.
I'm
Yeah, he
saying
was.
like the conversation around uh Kevin Gates and the dude from 106 in Park who has like a 20-year-old wife or something and he's 40, right? These
That's
things
a different
are
ball.
viewed with disdain when it comes to men, right? But when the conversation happens when Angie Stone and D'Angelo passed, and we look at how
Mm.
that
Whoa, wait,
played
wait,
out, right?
what about Angie Stone and D'Angelo?
He was a baby, man.
There
She
was
took
like
advantage
a
of that boy.
15-year difference. There was like a
She took
15-year
advantage of
difference.
that boy. You know what I
He
mean?
wasn't a baby.
He was a baby. I think they was
No,
17 when they met, when he was trying to get in the industry. They had their first
17?
child when he was
I
19.
think it's a 15-year age gap between the
Yeah.
Oh,
two.
I didn't know that. You
Hmm.
know what? Let me tell a quick story. That makes sense. I met them. I was on a video shoot with them, and she was treating him just like he was her son.
Son,
Yeah.
But
yes.
but I thought they were the same age, so that
But
makes
look,
a
No.
lot.
Nepal, here's
Okay,
the
but
other
I
go on.
like
side of
that,
it.
That was off
honestly.
topic, though. Go
Here's the
ahead.
other side of it. When you deal with an older woman and she teaches you how to do it just right, right?
Yeah.
And so now, when you're sent back out into the market, when you're done with this older woman and now you're dealing with other women, you are already like a Navy SEAL in terms of pleasing women, right? And now you out there butt naked. How does it feel? Right? Like I'm saying these men are also created. You get what I'm saying? We have to
Some of
address
them
that
are.
as well.
Oh yeah, all of them are
Some of
created.
them.
A lot of men. We have to have another show
Yeah.
about how men are being preyed upon at young men, and I'm talking
Yes.
about before they're men, when they're boys.
Boys,
You did
yes.
well handling this panel in the past, so I want to shout you out. Shout out to Uncle Si.
Shout me
This
out. That's
this is a
right.
conversation that can't be handled in
Like you ain't
just
never did.
one conversation.
I know,
But you
brother.
you opened the door and you did very well. So I
Thank you so
appreciate you
much.
for that,
I'm
sis.
glad you came over. Shout out to Ivory Scales. Peace to Sirius B with another $50 super chat. We appreciate you. He says, to the host and the panel, grown folks talk. Yes, and we need much, much more of this talk. We need to hear from, we
I
have
agree.
an elite group of minds, even though we don't always agree, we get heated, but we do have an elite group of minds here. So it's good to hear from everyone. The brothers, the men and the women. I want to move on because we still have a lot of people who wanted to weigh in on just Brody himself. I'm going to go to, I think we didn't get to No Saint yet. And Keon, you didn't weigh in either, huh?
Nah, not really. But go ahead, no
Okay.
Saint.
Okay, after No Saint, you can
I
go.
want to
And I
see
think
this video.
you didn't see
Yeah.
it yet?
So I just have a
I want to see
question.
the
So
brother we're talking about. Like, what was
Oh, I'm gonna
his
bring him back.
stance?
You can barely see his icon, but
Yeah, he's
he
doing way
definitely
too
will
much.
come in and defend himself. He will definitely want to talk about this. Go ahead, whoever
so
was
yeah,
speaking.
yeah. I just need to know: is this person you're talking about? He has his own channel and he mentions all this stuff. He has a big following or anything?
He has a whole movement that
Yeah.
he's doing
So I'm not sure I believe
primarily.
him. I'm not sure. I think he's grifting, but he may be telling the truth. But it because all I can think about this is what kind of a woman is going to lead like that
Exactly.
if they don't have to, right? Or
Not
if
the
they're not
ones we
if they're
want.
yeah, right.
Yes, there's plenty.
Or if they're not
Now there's some women. Those
There's
are the women
plenty
he's
of
looking
women
for.
out there. There's plenty of women out there that will lead like that. But you have
well,
to
some
understand
will,
it.
but I
They
don't
for
He's
the
think
playing the
street.
numbers game. He's playing the numbers game. That's what
yeah,
he's
that
doing.
must be it. You're right. There are women that are unfortunately self-esteem or what feel they have to accept that
No, don't
treatment.
sugarcoat it. They for the streets. Leave them for the streets.
And it depends on how attractive he is too. If he's
Yeah, because
attractive to most women, yeah,
and
that
seven
could
and
be
Yeah.
seven
happening
that
for
was
him.
going to be my point. And if Saint, go ahead, brother. If you ain't done, my bad. Go
No,
ahead.
no, I'm
Yeah,
just saying. It sounds to me just I'd have to. You can't get
let
proof,
me
but
see if I can
it
get
sounds
him
like a
real
grift
quick.
a little
Keep,
bit
keep
to me. It
talking. I'm
sounds
gonna
like
see if
he's
I can get in touch.
exaggerating.
Let me see if I can get in touch with Brody so he can come in if he's available. But go ahead, finish. After you, No Saint, Keon, go. I'm gonna see if I can get him.
No, I like Keon go. That's my thing. I have to listen to him a little bit longer to see if he sounds like I don't know. Sounds a little grifting to me.
I'm with you, brother.
I can see that too, bro. Because that's what. Look, at the end of the day, if you typing in how to get into a relationship on YouTube, you're the problem. Like that's already the problem right there. You shouldn't be going on YouTube first of all to be trying to look for how to get
Exactly.
how to be a better
Facts.
man or be a better woman. In my opinion, you may can find some people, but honestly, I feel like your relationship and your life is depending on your environment. So you should probably get in contact with people that's more around you that know you. Don't go into strangers asking them how for advice. I mean, like I say, it's general advice people can give you, but to me, that's not right. So the grifting situation, I feel like is definitely where it comes from. But another thing, though, just to be devil's advocate, I don't think he's wrong for having that expectation. There's a lot of men out here. There's a lot of the Chris Brown s, the Michael B. Jordan s. They probably have these same standards because they worked hard for them to get those standards. Like they worked hard to become the 1%, 10%, 15%, 20% of men, so they can have that standard. So I don't think that's a negative thing initially. It's just that when you don't have that, you're not that 15 or that top percentage of men, and you have that expectation, that's where it becomes delusional. You know what I mean?
Stop
That's
hating
where it's
on the
like,
light
okay, now
skinned
you
brothers.
becoming, come on
A
now.
lot of us are
Keon, you honest?
confused.
Hi, Sister
Keon, you
Light. How
honestly
long you
believe
been
that,
back
brother?
there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You're
But
muted.
how is that standard conducive to anything positive? Like just
Thank
because
you.
you have just because you that quote unquote 1%, like it's like, bro, as a human, like you 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 really devaluing that person, bro. Like to
Yeah,
to
but
to
but but
know that
but
that's really
Ngolo though,
exploitive, bro.
that's subjective though. Honestly,
No,
like
but you
your positivity is probably being inner and moral and things like that. Their positivity is getting some cheeks. You know, that's just reality, bro. Like I'm just
but
living
it,
off
But the
reality.
I
that's
agree
but
with Keon, but
how is that
majority of the people who
conducive
think
to?
like him are part of that small
Okay.
percentage, like you said. They're part of that small percentage. So majority of people don't think like that, especially men, because they don't have access to women like a Michael
Like
B.
that,
Jordan or all
exactly,
these other men. So
exactly.
women throw themselves at them so that they can have those requirements, but most men cannot have, in reality, cannot have those requirements.
That's
But
where
how is
sisters
Well,
like Light
what
Brown
benefit
come
does
into
one
that
play,
mic.
though.
give?
One
Light
mic.
Brown will tell me Wall Street, go sit your butt down. Like that's where having the right women around you comes into play as well.
Okay,
I
thank
agree.
you. What were you saying, N'Golo? And then we're gonna bring in our
To me, I don't
sisters.
understand. Like, I don't understand the benefit of having that standard. If you quote unquote could do it, like what do what do you just actualize in power? Like, what
Yes,
benefit do you have? And that's just- in my opinion, that's the problem, bro. There's something within somebody like that. To me, that's borderline psychotic behavior. That's
It
like some
is.
humiliation
it
ritual type
is.
stuff, bro.
I
It is.
agree. It is.
I
It
agree
I
is.
with
mean,
you
yeah.
110%, brother.
Yeah, but
That's
Like
if you
weird,
have
nobody,
it,
bro.
to me, I feel
no,
like I feel like this is kind of a broke conversation. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but being morally correct about women, or just generally, especially like Seven Asar said, there's women that throws themselves at you. Are you telling me, Angola, if you was in the position of Chris Brown and Michael B. Jordan, where women just throw themselves at you, that you'll have the same position where it's just like, I'm
Bro,
not gonna deal with all this?
females, bro. It's regular. That's what me personally, bro. That stuff don't move me. I'm not with all that frivolous. Like me personally, bro. It's about community with me, bro. I'm not built off the mundane, all of the regular goofy stuff, the transactional stuff, bro. If it's not about building family and community, it's pointless, bro. We grown ass men. We don't have time to be doing like
But that
people.
thought
Do we
process
understand the
is
condition we in right now, bro? The
that thought
condition of our
process
community.
is not part of the dominant thought process, though. Most young men don't think like that, Angola. You're a
That's what
part
I'm
of a
saying.
rare breed. You're part of a
But
small
that's the
percentage.
problem, though. That's what I'm saying. It needs to be the standard.
But
That the only way we can change that is by families, by mothers and fathers teaching that to the kids. You can't do it now. Social
I
media
think,
is beating you at that.
Okay,
My
let
I
me
think,
bring
bad.
the
I
sister in
think the
real
most,
quick.
I think the biggest part of all of that brothers should look at is this: by you putting yourself out there like that, beyond it affecting possibly your health, first and foremost, your health, your life.
Yeah. Let me bring Sister Light in. Thank you, Brother Law. That's true. Your health, but that you should prioritize that. So, Light Brown, hi. Thank you for joining us. We
Hi,
are
hello everyone.
we're reviewing the video we did that night. It was great. Unfortunately, it was taken down, but we got it back up. Senator brought it
There's
back
an
up.
echo, Queen.
Yeah.
I have an echo.
Yeah, let me mute out and let you just weigh in because we're at the end. Brody said he'll be in 20 minutes, but I don't know if we're going to be able to wait that long. What do you think about the conversation that you've been listening to? Like, I'm going to mute out.
Um, I'm just getting on. I was listening for a few minutes. Some of the brothers they have their own point. Like, we as a people, men and women, we have to learn to respect each other. We have to learn how to pull these children together because, to be honest, it's not about us anymore. Like, so now it's about the next generation, and they're being taught by people who I believe most of their friends are profiles on Facebook. I don't think they have friends in real life. We come from the generation where we had to go outside. We had to meet people outside. We couldn't just go on a phone or a computer and meet people from all over the world. And I think these kids, they lack the social, just the being social. They lack that.
Thank
And
you
I
so
think
much, Sister Light.
That's a
We
valid
have
point.
Apostle joining. Apostle, did you want to weigh in about you were listening to the conversation?
No, I'm just joining in and just want to continue to listen while y'all chat.
Okay, well, we're discussing a lot. I think this has been a great conversation. The brother that we were talking about, well, he said he'll be in here in about 20 minutes. That was about 5 minutes ago. Let me play a little bit more of the conversation we had with Brody. I'm talking about Brody Light Brown. Sister Light was there on the original conversation. Yes, a whole mess. So let me play the
Oh
rest of that.
Lord.
Let me get that back. Oh, I think yeah. He was on one. So, I think I took where's the video? Where's the video? Oh, it's down. Oh, well, because I think we're running over time. Sonetter's going to be bringing Tahuti and Jabari in. So we got to do this another time, but I really appreciate it. I wish you would have been here earlier, Sister Light, because we were talking about no, well, real quick, no means no. What if a situation, in a relationship, a woman is like, I really don't want to right now. You think if a man keeps at it and finally convinces her that that's a violation, or is that just how relationships should go?
well, my stance is there's a sultry no and there's a stern no. So if you get a stern no, whether you're in a relationship or not, I believe that you should back off.
Well
I
said.
believe a man should back off and a woman should back off as well.
Thank you. Wow. What about you, Apostle? Thank you, Sister Light. What about you, Apostle?
Yeah, I think the last time we had this conversation, I kind of told you about an event when I was like 16 years old, 17 years old.
That was in the 70s, right?
Yeah,
Shoot the 40s.
yeah, it was in it was in the early 70s.
Right.
So
A lot has changed since then.
yeah, yeah. She was 18. I think I was 16 or 17. And
Okay.
we had been
All right.
dating about 3 weeks. And we was down in the basement and I was pressing. She was saying no. But she just we kept on kissing and kissing and everything. And it wasn't long before the no became yes. And
That's illegal today, right? It can get you in trouble.
yeah,
Just talking to
well,
the younger men and women about it.
yeah, like if it was a thing like she said no and then she didn't kiss me back and didn't continue to, yeah, it was just like no. If it's no, then let it be no. But uh, she was enjoying herself and I was enjoying myself. I'm not sure if I would do the same thing today. I don't have to worry about that. I'm a married man. And even if my wife says no, I got to respect that. But she really doesn't, in the marriage, she doesn't have the right to say no. But
I want you to say
personally, I
that
would be,
again. Whoever
What?
we have some
What?
feedback. So
She
whoever has
doesn't have the right
Apostle,
to
you
what?
wildin',
well, I
Apostle.
need to hear him. We need to hear him. So and then I'll get to you, Asar. Um, can you repeat that? Your mic is kind of low. I'm gonna just mute
yeah,
everybody
let me
after.
put my mic. I wasn't talking
Go
into my
ahead.
mic.
So you said in the
Okay.
marriage, and then I'm gonna let Asar respond.
In the marriage, a wife does not have uh, the right to use her body in manipulating her husband. You know these things where women play games. In the Hebrew paradigm, her body belongs to me. So,
I don't know about that, Apostle.
personally, I said, if my wife said no, personally, I would respect that. But under God's law, I don't have to. I wouldn't be wrong to it would be wrong for her to hold back her body from me,
Right. Thank you,
according to the
Apostle.
scriptures. That's
And that's
what I'm
according to
saying.
the scriptures, right?
Right. But
Yeah.
personally, I would not. I think because my wife and the relationship we have, I'm not sure if I would pursue it in that manner. But I would have the right to in marriage.
Right.
Would have a right to, because she's not allowed to withhold her body from me.
And he's following the scriptures, as you heard. So
Right.
thank you, Apostle. I want to let Asar 7 respond, and then Keon, you can come in, and then brother-in-law close out, and then I'm going to shut it down if nobody has anything else to say. Go ahead, Asar 7.
I want to say, Elder Apostle, that I appreciate that you don't adhere to that law and you respect your wife enough not to adhere to that law. But that's one of the issues that I always have with with that religion and that book, because it allows men to treat women as property and to create some type of ownership mentality when she has full control and autonomy of her body. There's no book, no law, no scripture that should govern it. She herself should only govern her body. And if you want to be entrapped into a culture, religion, or ideology that allows you to and say that she can't do this or can't do that, then I am one of the soldiers that's going to be fighting against that ideology with you every step of the way. Because I have a daughter, I have a mother, I have a grandmother, I have an aunt, and I have all my sisters that I love on this panel and on the planet. So I would always protect that. And that's one of the reasons why I always fight against this ideology. And I'll let my brother Keon
respect that.
come right after.
Respectfully,
And
let
then
me.
we can go back to you, Apostle, after Keon speaks. I
Okay.
know you want to respond to that. Thank you, Elder. Go ahead, Keon.
Yeah. Apostle, love to you, brother. But man, I wouldn't advertise the Bible in that sort of in that way. Like I get it. I do understand where you're coming from, because he's not wrong. Apostle is technically not wrong. In the Old Testament, there's definitely a lot of implications that women is subjected to the men. So you can't deny that. If you can read, that's in there. So I can't deny that. But at the end of the day, I feel like when we get to the New Testament, and when we get to Christ, and when we get to Paul, and when we get to the new teachings, it's up for interpretation. Technically, in Timothy, I think Paul technically says that the women should learn in silence. But again, that those are things that can be interpreted in many different ways, honestly. So I think that's kind of a wrong way to put it, but it is what it is.
Thank you.
Let me respond first to
Go
Assad.
ahead. And then we'll go to brother-in-law.
Not so long ago, I'm pretty sure DC still has the law. A wife cannot accuse her husband of rape. A wife does not have legal standing to bring a charge of rape against her husband. That I know for a fact. Now, unless they changed the law within the last 2 or 3 years, that's law in the District of Columbia, and probably Maryland too. I'm not sure about Virginia. Virginia is a commonwealth, so I'm not sure about that. But DC and Maryland, I'm positive. Christ in the New Testament a woman does not have the right to file for divorce. Only a man can file for divorce. And as long as the man is still alive, that woman nor that man can remarry. Until the man is dead, then she is free from the separation. But if they are separated, they are still bound together. If they are divorced, they are still bound together. Read the scripture.
Thank
Only
you.
a man can file for divorce.
Mm-hmm. True, in the scriptures.
In the scriptures.
Brother Law,
That's
did
the whole word. And
I'm
that's
sorry.
what you are.
Thank you. I wanted to get with thank you, Apostle Saquon. I want to ask Brother Law, what is your take on the elder coming using the Bible to discuss women's sexual rights and basically in marriage? Is there something similar? What about the Quran? Does the Quran say that your wife can't refuse you?
What I was going to say, Nepal, is this.
Mm-hmm.
In regards for law, an apostle stated something in regards for in DC, the law is the law. Whether you be Hebrew Israelite, Christian, Muslim, if a woman tell you no, no is no.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line. We're not basing on Sharia law in Islamic countries,
right,
or in Israel. We're not doing none of that. If a woman tell you no, take the no, walk.
and I
I'll
think
land right
Apostle
there.
did. Thank you. That's right. And Apostle, thank you, Brother Law. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And Apostle did say, even though it's in the book, he doesn't. He does follow his wife's no, right, Apostle? So I just want to close out after this. Did you say that?
Yeah,
You're muted
he's
though. Oh, he's on the phone. He did
yeah.
say that.
What he was saying, and that's why I actually went back and asked the Wiz. I'm like, did you just hear what Apostle said in stating the law in DC?
Is
And we
that
checked
true?
like that. Yeah,
I don't know
that's
about
not
that.
true. No, that's not true.
Nepal.
That's not true
Yes.
at all.
I'm
No,
seeing
but
in the chat they saying it's not true.
yeah, I don't know
It's
if it's
not
true or
true.
not, but let's not
No.
base
Go
like
ahead,
there's
Justin.
no there's a one drop rule in Louisiana, right? That doesn't mean it's a just law. I mean that's trying to compare to if it's true a DC law that might have been on the books 200 years ago. Nobody's following that. It's like, are we stoning people too? I mean that's just kind of like a weak argument, and it really sounds a lot like men wrote the Bible. It's just gonna put that out there.
You think?
Men
Um,
did, but men did write the Bible. That's a fact.
you think a lot of parts of the Bible? Yeah, I'm not going to say all, but definitely those parts about grab her if you like her and take her home. But let's not go down that rabbit hole. I want to say thank you to everybody who's joined. I haven't seen Brody. I don't think he's coming in, but I will bring him back. I'm hoping that everyone who's here comes in and talks to him because he is on a mission. You can see him in these Facebook streets promoting his movement. He calls it a movement. It's called the Sassy. I think he says Negro Light. You know better than me. What is it, Light?
The sassy nigga apocalypse.
Thank you. The Sassy. Tell it. Light has seen it more than me. Sister Light, just
I don't.
give them some background on what this movement is.
I, Nepal, I'm confused at this point because I don't feel like a man should be sassy in any kind of way.
Facts.
Like I'm not used to that. I'm not used to men being sassy. And then he says things like "lick my boochie cat" and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think he's halfway in the door and halfway out. That's me.
Non-cycle, man.
Ooh,
Non-cycle. What?
pause on that note. Pause. Anybody want to say
Non.
anything before I close down?
All I gotta say, bro, is anybody that's espousing that type of stuff needs to be excommunicated, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
It sounds like he's just reaching for likes, subscriptions, and shares, and it's all cap. Sounds like it's all cap.
It's goofy, bro.
I
Well,
would say it was cap if his behavior didn't exhibit.
yeah, he really
There's
is
a lot of
about
people
that
that
life.
fake. There's a lot of people that fake online to get likes, shares, and subscriptions, but are totally different in their real lives. So
Oh, I
I've
think
seen
he's
it.
really living the life
I
though.
agree with that, but yeah, I've been around him for some years now. So,
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
persona non
and it
grata,
only
bro.
gets
at the
worse.
end of the day, y'all, chump behavior is chump behavior.
Facts.
There it is. There we got Suntan, Elder Suntan coming in. And last but not least, what would you like to say? And I'll let you close it down, and then I'll just throw the song up, and then we're gonna get the next show coming up. Y'all get ready. Jabari and Tahuti are sitting down. They're gonna actually get their official debate done. What would you like to say, Suntan?
Y'all be
Just
good.
peace,
Peace and
peace to the
blessings, y'all.
panel, peace to everybody, and like I said, it's to force yourself on a woman is just to belittle your manhood. That's all I need to say. There's so many idiots sitting in jail right now couldn't sustain themselves from sex, and that I think that's really, it's just really stupid. I ain't even got to use no big words, man. And if she say no, get going about your business, man. I mean, it's just really, a bad thing if a man can't compose himself from sex. That's a weak person, and they got a place for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got to say on it.
Thank you.
messed up. Like, he say he from up there where y'all at. He say he from New York. Well, upstate.
Upstate New York? Nah, we don't claim that.
Screaming at the top of your lungs don't make you that guy. Try to watch my style and replay it, don't make you fly. Don't take a break, cause the fake like the snake. When the big dog away, all they do is clout chase. When I enter the room, all they do is bout face. Put them lions on my back, then ball with the minister. Side put me on there, everybody wanna mimic you. Yeah, I thought I told you we the toughest here. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with him. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy, you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in his pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing he can teach is hope. Kill a spider, drown a fish, stomp a rose, do something. But don't come on side net up with the stunt. Everybody over here getting money. Touche hit me up, told me go and run it. Guess I'm Carl Lewis. You looking dumb foolish. Nigga way upstate making soft music. Boy, this the toughest environment, show you how to do it. Mr. Toughest environment, show you how to do it. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with it. Toughest environment, Smoke City. I could tell by your energy you ain't really woke. He showed up to the bait, but he choked. No money in his pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing he can teach is hope. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really won't smoke, I pull up with it. Toughest environment, Smoke City. I can tell by your energy you